So here is the last video. This one is for EA's E3 2012 press conference. Let's start off with the good. There was a lot of good in this one. We'll start off with Dead Space 3. Dead Space 3 is one of the best horror games out right now, or at least Dead Space 2 was, and they are making it even better this time around. They are adding a drop-in, drop-out co-op mode, which is very welcome plus. Some fans of the series may not enjoy the multiplayer edition and think that it's too much, but everyone has their own opinion, and I think it would be awesome. I've never played any of the games, and I don't really plan on purchasing it, but it looked pretty good, and I'm sure people who like it will be excited. Next we got SimCity. SimCity is one of my favorites. It's probably one of my favorite computer game series of all time. That and The Sims. I'm a big simulation fan, at least for computer games. And SimCity, it's kind of a reboot. It's not really SimCity 5, but it kind of is, in my opinion. It's a sequel, you know, it's a new game. It has tons of cool stuff. It's got this new engine called Glassbox, and it's based on agents. Agents are things like resources. You got people, they're agents. Water's an agent. Fire is an agent, I believe. It's really deep. They say that it's more simplistic, but I think it's also very deep at the same time. And it looks like a good buy. The only problem is that it has always online DRM because it's also multiplayer. The multiplayer is great, but this DRM that they have is not necessarily awesome. It's actually very crappy. To me, it feels like the old EA, you know, pre-2008, 2007. EA's going back down into the dumps. But they had a good press conference. That's a completely different matter. So yeah, always on DRM. It's similar to what Ubisoft's done with Assassin's Creed on the PC, but Ubisoft, I think, has gotten rid of those things, or maybe they've made it so you've only had to connect once. I don't know. I just remember the days where I went on car trips. I brought my laptop and I'd be playing SimCity 4, and there's no way I could connect to the... Well, I guess I could, but it would be an inconvenience for me. And DRM should not be an inconvenience for people who legitimately buy games. I'm going to list it as a good because it looks like a good game. And then last for good, we have Need for Speed Most Wanted, another series of mine that is very near and dear to me. I'm a big racing fan, so Need for Speed is always up at the top of my list of games that I want to get. And Most Wanted is no exception. This is made by Criterion, just like Hot Pursuit, the killer game of 2010, I think. Yeah, 2010. Criterion took over from EA Black Box, I think, because they were making terrible games, and I wasn't buying them. And Criterion did a great job with Hot Pursuit, so I really expect good things with Most Wanted. Fun fact, it's actually their second remake of a Need for Speed game, because Hot Pursuit was technically, well, I guess you could say it's a sequel, but it's also a remake, or a reboot, of the Hot Pursuit sub-series for Need for Speed. And then Most Wanted, same thing. It's not really a sequel because it's not Most Wanted 2. It's a reboot. There are differences, though, that I'm not pleased about. I've always wanted them, or EA, to remake or make Need for Speed Underground 3, because I love customizing cars. I loved Need for Speed Underground 2. That was probably my second favorite Need for Speed game. My favorite being Hot Pursuit 2. Both of those series are very close to me. I've loved all those games, and so I would love for them to bring back customization, body kits, crazy stuff like spinners. I mean, spinners really aren't that big anymore, but just all the customization stuff. They ended with Carbon, which I also had. All that stuff, I'd really like for them to bring that back, but they're not. Most Wanted, it's similar to Hot Pursuit, except it's more like Most Wanted in that every thing you do to destroy the world, run over signs, hit cars, all that, it adds to your bounty, and that's the main point of the game. I feel like it's not too different from Hot Pursuit because they both have bounties that you accrue in races and destruction. But Most Wanted has a bigger focus on that. I'm not sure if they're going to bring back the 10 boss battles. I don't know. I don't know much about it. But it's a good game. So I look forward to that. And then now let's go to the bad. We all knew this was coming because EA cannot help themselves from copying Activision when it comes to Call of Duty. And so they announced Battlefield Premium. This goes for Battlefield 3. It's basically a year-long subscription service for Battlefield 3. It comes with, I believe, 3 packs of DLC, 3 map packs, maybe 4, not sure. It comes with exclusive weapons and other skin kind of content, small stuff that's not really that important. But it does come with the extra map packs. To me, it actually looks like a better deal than Call of Duty Elite, but I'm not really sold on either one of them. I don't understand why anyone would want to spend another $50 on the same game. It doesn't make sense to me. And then the ugly. This is also where EA is kind of going down to the dumps. SimCity Social. This is basically a Facebook game for SimCity, and it's similar to all the Zynga games you might be playing on Facebook or on your cell phone. It's probably ad based, so it's free to play, but it'll have all these hidden costs, such as viewing ads, buying tokens or something. But this is like their Sims game that they already have on Facebook. It's just a simple game that'll get tens of millions of people on Facebook to play, and I won't be one of them. But really, the EA overall didn't have much bad stuff, and I haven't touched on this, but the problem was they didn't have much good stuff. When you look at Ubisoft, who came out with Watch Dogs, and then you look at Sony, who has The Last of Us. These are good new games coming at the end of a life cycle of consoles, and EA has nothing. EA has nothing. They didn't have anything for the Wii U. They didn't have anything new for the current consoles. It seems like it's sequel, DLC, DLC, etc., etc. And that's unfortunately where EA is going. I'm not happy about it. I won't be buying many EA games. My dog needs to leave me alone. Yeah, so I'm going to give them a B-, maybe a C+. I just wasn't very impressed. Not much good new stuff. And so that's it for all these E3 videos for 2012. And I will see you guys in the next video.